One of the funniest comics in the DMV. He runs a show called The Heavyweights. They have a secret show tomorrow. You can find them on Instagram. My friend, soon to be yours, put your hands together for Jay Agbon!
Yo, what's up? How y'all doing tonight? I'm not gonna lie, this is a lot taller than it looked from the side stage. It's a little aggressive. Y'all doing good? Y'all doing good tonight? Yeah, man, it's good to be out. I had a weird thing happen to me last weekend. I went to a house party with some friends, and afterwards me and one of my boys, we went out to his car, chopped it up for a bit, and then he got in his car and he drove off, and I started to walk home, and I was about 2 steps into my walk home when another car pulls up, and a guy who looks like a backup dancer from a 1999 Eminem music video stuck his head out the window and was like, "Yo, man, you selling any drugs?" And I was like, "Nah, man, not tonight." And I kept walking home, and I was halfway home before I realized I said, "Not tonight?" Like, normally I keep it on me, but it's been a weird day at work. They cleared me the fuck out, my niggas. They got me, man. I recently got told I'm gonna have to go start working go into work to start working again. I'm gonna have to start going into the office. Which is fine. I don't mind working from the office. There's one minor setback to that though, is I fucking hate my job. I've hated my job for a while too. I'm not like a bandwagon job hater who started hating it during COVID. No, I've hated my job for a long time, you know? Like I knew I hated my job pre-COVID when they had to ask me to stop sighing so depressively loud in the office because I was bringing down company morale. I have a long list of reasons I hate my job, but peak number one at that list is I have one of those bosses that's happy at 8 a.m. in the morning. Exactly. You know what I'm talking about. Just every morning, "Hey Jay!" Oh, shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? Her name is Kelsey, and before you ask, yes, she is. You know? Just every fucking morning. I remember she showed up one morning pre-COVID. She was just like, "Oh my God, hey Jay, hey Jay, hey." I was like, "What?" She was like, "Guess what? I took my 23andMe test. I got the results back. Guess where I'm from, Jay? Guess where I'm from? Guess." And I was like, "I don't know, Vermont. Where do white people come from?" And she couldn't be deterred, so we looked at the test. Turns out she's 70% from Western Europe, 10% from Southern Europe, 10% from Eastern Europe. And if you've done your math right, that is 90%, because there is this magical 10% that was from West Africa. And when I saw that, all I could think was, damn, slavery got you too, huh? It's hard out here in these streets, bro. Took everybody out, bro. But she was so excited. She was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe it. I'm African in me. I'm African. I'm part African. I have black in me. I'm black. I can't believe it. I'm black." And I was like, hold up. 2 things. First of all, still can't say the N-word. Secondly, let's not pretend this is the first time you've had black in you. Listen, if you knew Kelsey, like I knew Kelsey, you would say the same things. Over COVID, I got really into watching a bunch of things on Netflix to stay sane, you know what I mean? One of the things I loved watching on Netflix, I got really into watching rom-coms. I love them. Me and all my roommates love watching rom-coms because there's nothing more manly than 3 grown-ass black men crying and definitely maybe at 12:45 in the morning. You know what I mean? We bonded that day. I personally got really into those Lifetime romance movies on Netflix. They were playing. I love those Lifetime romance movies. If you've never seen one, let me explain the plot to you real quick, and don't worry, they all have the same one. So it's about some high-powered businesswoman or attorney who lives in some big city like Chicago or New York where she makes 6 figures, and all of a sudden her father that she hasn't talked to in years gets sick, so she has to move out to the country where she's originally from to help him run a family inn or something. And, you know, while she's out there, she ends up running into her childhood best friend, who also happens to be the neighborhood handyman, who helps her fix the inn, and in the process fixes her heart so that she can learn to love again. You know what I mean? Exactly. And you've seen it too, I guess. Yeah. And I love watching these movies. I love watching the trailers for these movies because they always say something dumb like, they're like, "What would you give for true love?" And I'm like, not 6 figures. What are we teaching our kids? Does he have 6-figure dick? No, he does not. Only people with 6-figure dick are the light-skinned black dudes from Tyler Perry movies. That's it. That was for you, ma'am. You're the only one that got that. Shouts out. She's black. No. I also got into, I was watching on Netflix, they have this Harriet Tubman movie that came out. You know, it came out in like 2016. It's on Netflix now. And when I saw it, it reminded me when it first came out. There was this big news article about how when it first came out, it was written 25 years ago, and the writer took it all around Hollywood. And one Hollywood exec told him he'd make the movie as long as Harriet Tubman was played by Julia Roberts. It's a true story. I promise you. You can Google it. And when they pointed out to him that Julia Roberts, you know, wasn't black, he said, and I quote, "Man, that was so long ago, they'll never even notice," which is objectively hilarious, you know what I mean? So like, but black people were furious, as they should be. They were like, "You can't replace this out of black history. You can't take away black stories," and that's valid criticism. That's valid anger. However, I'm still mad I didn't get to see Harriet Tubman played by Julia Roberts, and I'll tell you why. It's very simple. It's very simple. Because this is the 90s. You couldn't do blackface even in the 90s, so what were you gonna do? Just have her be white the whole time and never address it? Just have her speaking in slave speak like, "Yes, sirs, masters, I sure is a pretty woman." What? Have the slave owner be played by Richard Gere, that way you can have a sequel, call it Harriet Tubman 2, Runaway Bride? And now, I got to thinking, I was like, this is a whole sequence of movies we're missing out where white people play legendary black people, you know what I mean? Starts with Julia Roberts as Harriet Tubman. Next thing you know is Brad Pitt playing Frederick Douglass. You know, and Nat Turner played by Leonardo DiCaprio. At the end of Harriet Tubman 2, Abraham Lincoln, played by Samuel L. Jackson, walks into frame and invites Harriet Tubman to join the Negro Avengers. And now, we have a whole sequence of movies, a cinematic universe, a slave cinematic universe, if you will, years before Marvel ever thought of the sequence. And so what does it start? It's like Harriet Tubman 1, Harriet Tubman 2, Nat Turner 1, Nat Turner 2, Winter Soldier, Nat Turner 3, Civil War, you know, Frederick Douglass in the Dark World, 12 Years a Slave, 12 Years a Slave in the Wasp, Black Panther, because we got to keep that one. Negro Avengers 2, you know, Negro Avengers 3, Infinity War of Northern Aggression. And that was fantastic. Because we've never known sadness at this point. And that one ends with Harriet Tubman losing to Robert E. Lee, played by Denzel Washington, who snaps his fingers and takes out 3/5 of every Negro in America. And we're in tears. We don't know how to deal with sadness like that. You know, Titanic never happened in this universe, so we're sad. We don't know what, you know what? We don't know what to do with ourselves. 6 months later, what comes out? Negro Avengers, Endgame, and we're ecstatic. We're in the theaters, just ready. Y2K happened, we're ready. We go in at the end, Harriet Tubman snaps her fingers, brings back every Negro in America, takes out half of the Confederate soldiers in America. Everybody leaves the theater crying. You know, it's a fucking utopia. Racism never happened. Obama's elected 4 years earlier. You know what I mean? We don't live in this hellscape where we had to live inside for a year and a half. But instead, we don't have any of that. We live in this piece of shit world. All because some asshole 20 years ago was like, we can't have Julia Roberts play. All right, y'all, my name is Jay Agbon.